Hey y'all. So I just finished recording part 1. We're gonna jump right into part 2. I feel like I'm on a roll, so let's get through these 16 items. This is what sold in September. So the first part was September 1st through September 15th. Now we're doing September 16th through the end of the month. How many days were there in September? I don't know, 30, 31, something like that. This one, the end of the month did end up being a little bit better in terms of what sold for over $40. So we have 16. I'm going to start with 40 and go up to the highest. Let's see. Number 1. So this is something that came via liquidation. It was someone's like higher end box. It was a mix of things. I didn't know what was coming necessarily. I paid $18 an item. Excuse me. This brand I wasn't very familiar with, and I honestly wasn't super fond of the style, but sold it anyway because that's what my job is. This is by 28th and Park. It is a velvet floral sheath dress. I listed it at $50. And someone sent an offer for $40, totally reasonable, went ahead and accepted right away, especially because it had been listed for 193 days, which is longer than I'd like, but just glad to move it along. And I did make a profit, even though it wasn't the biggest one, profit of $14 on this. Number 2, so this came via liquidation, wholesale, whatever you want to call it. This is a new with tags Banana Republic dress, and it was in a really pretty color. I think it was from, like, if I remember correctly, like 2012 or something. It was kind of an older style, still new with tags. It had a couple of stains that I didn't bother trying to stain treat. I just ended up putting like a photo with an arrow and disclosing it, and it sold anyway, so that was great. I listed it at $50. It took 88 days to sell, so kind of nearing that like cutoff line of what I'd like, and it sold for $42 via offer. I definitely accepted, and I paid $2.75 for this piece, so I made a profit of $30.85. Okay, number 3. So this also came liquidation or wholesale. I feel like I say that a lot. This piece, so this was like a Free People wholesale liquidation that I was worried was going to be oversaturated after I had already bought it. So I'm glad it wasn't too bad on most pieces. I still have a lot for sale, but there was a lot that sold like really quickly. So that was great. Definitely like boosted my confidence a little bit. I also did price. I got it up same day I got it because I knew it could be oversaturated. So I think that did help. And then also I kind of tried to price same or a little bit lower than what was available at the time. So I've had, I don't know, maybe 10 sell, and I still have a lot more, but still brought good profit on the items that have sold so far, hoping the rest do as well. This top is the In Bloom top. It was like a lace-up top that the model's wearing without anything underneath, but you totally wear something underneath for like a more modest look if you wanted. And I just really liked the embroidery. So it had like the floral embroidery and then had like a butterfly on it. It's super cute. But this, let's see, I listed it at $60. It sold same day. So I listed it September 24th. It sold the same day. And it was via offer. Someone sent a $45 offer. I went ahead and accepted. Again, in my mind, I was thinking like, oh, this item's probably about to become oversaturated. 45 seems reasonable. Let's just go with it. So I paid $12.50, which left me a profit of $23.50. So not bad. Okay, next one. This, like the first one, came via liquidation wholesale, same lot, paid $18, listed it at $90 because this brand is expensive. So this is Alexia Admore, and it's really pricey brand, really cute pieces. I saw someone else had it listed in I think a different size around the same price, so I just matched it. And this was like a floral scuba fabric sheath dress, and it took a long time to sell. So it took about 202 days to sell. Someone sent an offer for 50. With it being listed that long, I just accepted. I was ready to move on. I paid $18 and that left me with a profit of $22. Okay, number 6. Let's see. Okay, this came with a Free People. It was the wholesale lot. I didn't even take it out of the packaging because it just seemed easy to get it up like the same day I got it if I left things in the packaging and included stock photos. And my thought was, let's try it. I've never done this before. We'll see what happens. And a good amount has sold like that. I think one of the listings, someone commented asking for measurements, which I did take it out of the package, measure it, put it back in, etc. So yeah, not bad. And yeah, I'd probably do it again. I think they're still selling well in the package, and it just makes it so much easier for this kind of thing, at least. So this is the Free People with a free mica layering cuff shirt, and the color was Autumn Combo, which I feel like is perfect for this time. So it sold in 4 days, which was great. It was listed at $55 on eBay, and someone sent an offer, I want to say for $45, because it came out to $53.15 with shipping, so that's probably about right. Actually, I wonder if it was $50. They probably sent an offer for $50, and shipping was probably $3.15 because it was really lightweight. So I spent $12.50. That left a profit of $29.14. Yeah, it's not bad. I'm gonna get a drink of water. I feel like I am stumbling with my words. Okay, that's better. So, number 7. These were new. I got these from, I want to say Marshalls. And I had went expecting them to have like their red tag clearance sale going on. They didn't. Or no, I think it was, yeah, I was expecting them to have like additional markdowns. I think they do yellow tag. Let me know if you know if Marshalls does yellow tag or if it's just Nordstrom. Or no, it's TJ Maxx who does yellow tag. If that's just TJ Maxx or if Marshalls also does yellow tag, because I was thinking they did. So I went to Marshalls and they had like a red tag clearance section, but no like additional clearance. But I decided to get these anyway. So these are Allbirds. They are the Tree Breezers blue flats, and they were $19.39, which is a little high, and I was kind of iffy to get it at that price. I was really wanting like additional markdown and get it lower than that, but I wasn't sure if Marshalls was going to do that and I just was too early or what was going on. So I went ahead and got them, and I listed them at $80. There were quite a few actually listed. I don't remember if they were the same size or not, but I know there were a lot of this style. Regardless, they took 23 days to sell, which is not bad. They sold via offer. Someone sent me a $66 offer. I went ahead and accepted. It wasn't too far off of asking. And again, paying $19.39, that left me with a profit of $33.41. So not bad. Yeah, still curious about the sales situation though. So if you know, please comment. Number 8. So this came from Nordstrom Rack. They were part of the first sale? No, second sale. So I'm considering Clear the Rack, the first sale. Then they did the like crazy sale, the like $15 sale. That's what these ones came from. So these are Max Mara Leisure. They are some trousers in this beige color, and I listed them at $95. and they sold same day, which is great. So they sold on Mercari. Someone sent an $80 offer. That's what, 15 less than asking. It wasn't too far off, so I just went ahead and accepted. I paid $16.10, and oh, I'm losing what line I'm on. Hold on. Yeah, okay. I paid $16.10, so that left a profit of $53.28, which was great on these. So happy for such a quick flip. Yeah, definitely would do again. Next up, also from the same sale, these are Spanx. They are the twill wide leg crop pants in this bright white color. Love me some Spanx. I've actually only gotten a hold of it, I want to say twice, but maybe three times now. It's been like super quick to sell, and it sells for really good money. So definitely gonna be on the lookout for that in the future. I listed these at 100. They sold in 6 days, which is really quick. That was great. Someone sent me an offer. Actually, I had sent them an offer, I think for 20% off. They like missed their 24-hour deadline, and then they asked for me to send it again. I had to let them know like, hey, I can't send a duplicate offer on Poshmark, but you can send me an offer for $88, which would amount to the same of like what I sent you with the shipping discount or whatever. So they did, which was great. So it sold for $88. I paid $16.10, left me with a profit of $54.30. Again, love me some Spanx. Okay, next up, one that took a while. So this came via liquidation or wholesale. This was part of the flawed designer set that these had like a tiny flaw on them, so I just disclosed it. And I kind of played around with the pricing. I think I had them listed for $200 originally and relisted this item probably twice and like slightly dropped the price each time. So the last time I had relisted it, I listed it at $150. I also checked comps the last time and it seemed pretty reasonable, but I got an offer for $100. I think it was not long after I had relisted it, but I went ahead and accepted because they hadn't been getting like serious attention. I think that was my first offer on the item in like 194 days, so I just accepted. I paid $9.75 and made a profit of $70.25. I don't even think I've said the description of the item yet, so my bad. This is Anina Bing shorts. They are the Sophia style, and it's this like vegan leather short. They had like a tiny, I don't know, divot out of it, I guess that's what you call it. And it was kind of gray underneath. So when I got the item, I had like a tiny little bit of black leather paint. So I just basically like dabbed it on the gray spot. That way at least it was like all black and blended in. And then I just disclosed like, hey, there's a little divot, but it's all the same color. So it's really not that noticeable. It's on the back, kind of towards the bottom. So like chances are you're not going to notice. And still sold, so that was great. Okay, this one was a super fun find. And I definitely doubted my choice a little bit, but it ended up being fine. So I found this at a consignment store. I thought it was super cool. So it's like this retro style leather jacket by Wilson's Leather. And it's this like red, black, and white, like perfect retro vibes. And they had it listed at $25, so I ended up paying $26.62 with tax. And I think I had one comp on it, and they had sold it for $50. So I was like, ooh, that's like not a great return if it ends up selling for that low. And like, what if it ends up sitting? So I was kind of doubting myself, but I liked the style so much that I was like, oh, I'm just gonna do it anyway. So I listed it at $120, and I immediately had like a lot of attention on it, which was great. Someone like messaged asking like, hey, will you accept 100? And I was like, heck yes. So I sent an offer for 100, and the 24 hours passed. They like didn't accept it. So I don't know if they're just like not super active on the app or what that was about. But then I got a message on eBay saying like, hey, is there any like markings on the white or whatever? And from what I remembered from taking photos, there were none. And in my description, I had put that there were no flaws, but I was like, okay, I'm just gonna double check it just to make sure. So I pulled it out. There was like a little bit of marking on the inside of the cuffs. So you really wouldn't even see it when it's being worn. But I was trying to make sure like I disclosed everything. So I went ahead and added that to the listing and then relisted it. And I forgot to message back the person, but they found the listing anyway and said like, hey, I see you relisted it and it does have a little bit of marking. Would you accept 100 instead of the 120? So I totally accepted. So it sold in one day. Sorry, that's a long spiel to say it sold in a day. And it sold for $111.75. I paid the $26.62, so it had a return of $61.16. So glad this one ended up working out. Definitely doubted myself when I saw the comps. I was like, oh, watch, this is gonna like sit and not bring a good profit, and I'm gonna end up paying way too much for it, but it ended up being perfect. And then the person who originally offered the $100 and let the 24 hours lapse, they actually bought it like over, so the eBay person bought it overnight and then this person bought it overnight like 3 hours later. So I wake up in the morning to it being like sold twice, and then I have to cancel the Poshmark order because the eBay one sold first, and also because eBay penalizes you if you cancel their order. But I also just like ordered sequence, so I had to explain to the other buyer like, hey, I see you bought it for the 120, but it sold on eBay like 3 hours before. So those are always fun. Yeah, hate when that happens, but either way, sold for a good price. Super happy with the flip. On to the next one. Okay, number 13. So these I got at a consignment store. I thought they were 25% off because I got them with like, I probably bought like 4 or 5 pairs of jeans at once. And they were like sandwiched in between other jeans that were 25% off. So I think I just didn't notice that these were not 25% off. It ended up working out. I still made a good profit, but they were higher than I realized until I got home and was entering them in Vendu as like my price per item. So anyways, these are Mother, which I do love this brand. These were new with tags. Retail, I want to say it was $228. You're probably seeing the video next to my head, so you should know for sure. These are the Insider Crop Step Fray Hem jeans in the color Home Movies, which I thought was a super interesting name for a color, or a wash, or whatever you want to call it. I listed these at $135, and 5 days later, after listing, I got an offer for $114. I went ahead and accepted because that wasn't that far off, and I paid $53.30, which means I made a profit of $37.90. So yeah, not bad. Okay, number 14. These are new. These were new tags. Jonathan Simkai Mila is the style. They were these sequin pants with like a bow tie at the bottom. They had a matching tank top I noticed in the stock photos. I did not have the matching tank top. You can see what retail was on them. I don't quite remember. I want to say 300 or more. Yeah. I sold them in 8 days, which was great. This was my first ever tradesy sale. Like, praise the Lord, tradesy has been dead for like 5 months. I've probably only been listing on there for 5 months, but I've had 0 sales in 5 months. So I didn't even know what was going on. I feel like I was listing good stuff, but nothing like ever sold on tradesy until these. So super happy to have a tradesy sale. So someone messaged me and asked if I could reduce the price to $135. It was listed at $160. This was 8 days after listing. Seems reasonable. It wasn't too crazy far off, so I went ahead and dropped the price. These were from the Nordstrom rack sale, so I paid $16.10. and that left me with a profit of $81 and $54. So, yay, Tracy's not dead. I thought it was. I also had like a sale on Tradesy, I want to say within like a week after that. So I was like, maybe that will like jumpstart things. That would be great. Okay, second to last. This is my stepdad's motorcycle jacket. So I thought it was my mom's originally, but anyways, we were messaging back and forth because I thanked her. I was like, hey, thanks for giving me this. It sold. Super happy it sold. It took a while, but it did sell. So this took 304 days to sell. It's a super nice Harley Davidson jacket. It like, I love the fringe on it. And then it has like the, I want to say it's called a bolo. Don't make fun of me. The like thing on the back that has like the metal piece with the little fringe from it. I'm totally blanking on the name, and I want to say it's called a bolo, but I could totally be wrong. Yeah, it was just like a very fun style. I loved this. I listed it, I want to say at 200, maybe even as high as 250 originally. I don't really remember because it took the 304 days to sell, but I probably relisted it, I'd say like 5 times. And I like slightly dropped the price every time. So the last time I relisted it, I had listed it at 150. I received an offer for 127. I was just happy to see this go. It took up a lot of space in my inventory, and it was also just heavy. So yeah, I went ahead and accepted, and I paid $0 because it was donated by family. Thank you, fam. And I made a profit of $101.60. So great flip. Took a bit. Not sure how to do better at that. Maybe list it lower. Probably was just way too high at the beginning. Yeah, last but not least. So this is a brand that I had seen, I think it was Amber Resells. I want to say that's her YouTube channel name. I'm sorry, I don't remember. She talked about like different boots brands and how they sold on like eBay and Poshmark, and what like were the top sellers among different platforms, etc. Anyways, she talked about a brand I'd never heard about called Lucchese, and I saw them at a consignment store, like up on a high thing where I had to ask them to get a ladder again, and it had the box behind it. So the box said Lucchese, which is how I knew what they were. And these are these like really pretty patent leather boots, and they had them priced, I feel like, totally reasonable. So these were not new, but they did include the box. They had been worn maybe once, it looked like. But yeah, it's still a great find. So these sold in 14 days, so just 2 weeks, which is great for a higher price sale. I listed them at $220, and they sold, someone sent me an offer for $180, which I felt like was totally reasonable. So I paid $73.50 at this consignment store, and that left me with a profit of $70.50. So be on the lookout. Lucchese's worth it. Yeah, that concludes this video. So thanks for watching. I definitely enjoy these what sold videos, and yeah, you'll have to let me know what you think about like shorter videos, breaking it up into 2 parts, or if you prefer like a longer video. Yeah, thanks.